You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
Are we too far to come back? Because as all of you, I think, said earlier, we're only watching this president's approval ratings go up. We're only watching his, his echo chamber of people stand behind him and get louder. After he did not get removed from office during the impeachment process, we all knew that wasn't going to happen. We know how the Republican led Senate was going to vote. He felt as though he was emboldened to do more. Mm-hmm. At what point will he stop? Or what point will the American public push back enough?
When he starts hurting white people in the way that he hurts everybody else.
But he's done that too.
I mean, he has, but they don't view that as sort of directed at them. Right. It's directed at these other people. We just are collateral damage. But when it starts to be something, I think, that affects them, because that's his voice. That's his voter. He doesn't care about the coast, right? Like, he doesn't even need all these places to win. Mm-hmm. That's how he won the last time. He is talking to the people and signaling to them that, hey, if you are a white supremacist, I'm going to give you safe harbor. Look at Stephen Miller and Sebastian Gorka and all these people he's employed.
A presidential medal of
to
freedom.
Rush Limbaugh on Rosa Parks' birthday. So this man has showed you who he's going to be, and he's also made lots of other people feel good about hurting others, so they can get some esteem. So yeah, we'll take your health care, we'll do all these horrible things to you, but at least you're better than those people.
So what is that point?
When he leaves office.
What is that point that when you actually see
I think the authoritarian slide for those people will continue until it's too late. But I'm saying, hopefully, right, this is what the hope of elections are, that you can bring more people into the fray and vote them down. No, I'm not offering you hope as a thing. I'm saying hope with an action, right? If you can bring more people into the fray, because I will say what Jesse Jackson said when he was running in '84, Ronald Reagan won by the margin of despair. Donald Trump won by the margin of despair in 2016. He didn't have a landslide. He doesn't have a mandate. He certainly didn't win the popular vote. And if you look at the states that he won, Wisconsin, Florida, Michigan, he didn't win by gobs of votes. He won by thousands. That's not a lot when you think about the number of people that sat home, the number of people that weren't registered, the number of people who felt pushed out of the process. I'm saying if elections have consequences, then we can think about re-elections also having consequences.
Absolutely.
And I think this could be a moment.
Do you think that he has reached the point where he can break the incumbency advantage, which is huge? No. And we've seen it, over the past 20 years. The incumbent, in very rare cases, does not get reelected again. Right. And right now, we're still seeing the economy that, by all projections, he's claiming a victory in, and he's touts it along the campaign trail every day. We're seeing again a lot of his supporters who are going out on all the media circuits, despite all of the different trials and tribulations he's gone through this entire process, and it looks like he's only getting stronger.
Well, I mean, maybe, right? We know the economy matters, but there are one-termers. George Bush was a one-termer. Jimmy Carter was a one-termer. So those cases do happen. Yeah. He could be a one-termer. I think the thing is, you have to be very aggressive. You have to be as aggressive as Republicans were when they were making the long game. They made a bet in 2010 about how they could flip this country, which is moving away from the Republican Party into a Republican stronghold for at least 10 years. They did that in 2010. So you have to be as mindful about that as Republicans were if you were trying to move this guy out of office. And I think the other thing that happens, too, is you have a party that is happy to cannibalize itself. You have a party that is happy to capitulate to this. Republicans have said, we are going to cast our lot with this guy who is horrible. And if he leaves office and when he leaves office, he will leave our party in a shambles. Right, that this will not be a moment that we can come back from in any real way. And I think that's something we also have to think about, is what is happening inside that party, because part of Donald Trump's downfall is going to happen, has to happen at that part too, that place
absolutely.
Too.
And President Trump has never really cared about the Republican Party. This is all about President Trump and his businesses.
Right. They thought that they could manage him, and they can't, but they could do some things to try to put a stopgap. Or to put a stop or a firewall between him and another term. They won't do it because they care about winning more than they care about, principles and ethics.
I would not be surprised if you looked at people's financials who are super, invested in this presidency. I would venture to say maybe 5 years from now, because that'll be around the time it won't be as in the forethought of people's minds. But I would not be surprised that if you saw, a Rush Limbaugh financial report where, you know, there's an uptick, or Lindsey Graham where there's an uptick, or like where did this bulk of money come from? And maybe not necessarily from Trump, but you know how those things work. And when people talk about your initial questions, like what is the downfall? When he leaves office, that is the downfall. Like, this is not going to be something that the Republicans will be like, okay, Donald Trump has gone too far, because as Dr. Carter said, the whole notion of the Republican Party is power at this point. They just want to be in power at this point, and they are polarizing themselves to the point where, frankly, the Democrats are so saturated with so many other ideas that it's not even the quote-unquote Democratic Party anymore. It's just not the Republican Party at this point.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, are you looking to enhance your leadership or that of your team in 2020? Well, you can join Dr. Jackie Hood Martin's newest online course and mastermind group, How Successful People Think. It is a John Maxwell endorsed class. She'll be your guide as you learn timeless leadership principles to apply to daily living. Offers expires February 28th. Register or start the online course today, www.live2lead.com/Leesburg. That's live, the number 2, LEAD.com/Leesburg. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.